Bienvenidos, welcome, and thank you for joining us for Season 3, Episode 2 of the PanaFamilia podcast with Eduardo and Nicole, where we discuss our experience relocating to and raising our 3 young children here in Panama, share our journey of building our new farm and home here in Central America, and let you know what we're learning along the way. We're glad you're here. Vámonos!
Hey everyone, we're live from the dome.
Good afternoon. Buenas tardes. It's a nice Friday afternoon over here in Panama. It's a nice cool breeze blowing through the windows.
And hey, Mommy.
Okay, now we're talking, okay?
Ciao.
It's a Friday before I leave back to the United States, and we thought we'd do a quick little episode today about our solar power system. Not the solar system, as I've been saying it, and thinking I'm like, we're grasping.
I think some people might still say solar system.
I just think we're grasping the power of like the Milky Way.
I know, yeah.
When we're saying it like that. What runs your house? The Milky Way.
The Milky Way.
When the house the Milky Way.
But yeah, so
we wanted to talk about how we decided to go. So being fully off grid wasn't our original intention. We were just gonna do whatever was, I guess, most convenient, best economically, and worked best for us. And we thought that was hooking up to the grid, hooking up to the energy company. But turns out that's not what happened. So we wanted to kind of share about our experience and how we made the decision. And it's pretty cool now because we have well water and we have an off-grid solar system. So
yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it's funny because, I'm not, one of those, off-grid, we got to be off the grid, VPNs, the government's after us people.
Yeah,
they're going to wrangle us up. And
no, you're not like that. You're, the opposite of that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not the opposite, but you're not, obsessed with, being, what's the word I'm looking for? Completely autonomous from, any government entity.
I like modern society for the most part. There's a couple.
That's why you moved to a random place in Panama.
Yeah. But I mean, I've got my arguments with it, but for the most part, I like it. But it's funny, but we are pretty off grid for not wanting to be off grid.
Yeah, for it not being that big of a deal to us. Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of just started doing everything, and then we're like, oh, we're off grid.
Mm-hmm.
So, Nicole, do you want to start off with what was the original plan?
Our original plan because when we first were, planning the house and then thinking about energy, I contacted a solar company here in Panama and talked to the guy, and he said, if you're able to get power at the road, I would suggest doing that because it's just less expensive. Even though I, run a solar company, that's my first recommendation. And I was like, okay. So then after I talked to him, I was like, all right, well, if we don't have to spend, whatever, $20,000 on a solar system, then let's not do that if we can hook up to the energy system. And so our plan was to, just get power from the road because the power lines run right at the main road up there. Even though our house is far away, we figured we'd just,
And this is a few months into Panama, and we knew we're not going to do any names except one company, Natergy, because it sucks and it needs to be recognized that it sucks.
That's the only energy company here in this country.
So when we lived on the beach, we're like, okay, there's blackouts.
Constantly
all the time. And then we moved to town.
It's not so bad.
It's not so bad, but there's still some, and there's some that are really long.
Well, and now there's a lot more scheduled ones.
Yeah,
every 2 weeks there's an all-day scheduled power outage where you literally have no power
for 8 hours. The whole town has no power.
Yeah.
6, 9.
So as we started living here and learning how crappy of a service they provided, that's we were like, okay, we at least need a backup system.
Yeah. So, like I said, the original plan was to get power from the grid, but then we talked to the solar guy about doing like a smaller backup system. Like I was basically like, hey, like what can we do for like, $5,000 or something that like will be there for our fridge and fans, and so we don't have to turn on a generator. Something that will just automatically click on every time the power goes off. That was kind of our plan, and that's what it was. And then
That's how it was forever.
That's how it was this entire time. And then was it a month and a half ago?
It was literally, we got to the
part where we needed to, like, the electrician had already installed everything in the house, right? And then it's like, all right, it is time to go get the cables to get the power to your house. And then this is what happened.
So the whole
and we were like nonchalantly like, all right, like, let's go get
So the whole time our electrician's saying like the cord from your house to the road is really thick and it's gonna be really expensive. And he kept saying that. But the thing was, he kept saying a bunch of other stuff was going to be expensive. And it never really turned out being very expensive.
Yeah.
Mainly because, we have, like, these, like, California goggles on that, like...
Yeah, but also it was like, oh, that's very expensive. It was like $30. Like something like that, where it wasn't like, oh, like $500, nothing to us. It was, like, very inexpensive.
Yeah. It's only $1,000. But, so he kept saying it's going to be really expensive. I don't know why they put this wire.
So we figured, like, oh, it might be $1,000 or maybe $2,000 or something. Okay.
So there's a store that we basically get all our electrical supplies. They've been pretty good. So I just always WhatsApp them a message of what we need, give me a quote, and then, what's it called? They gave me a quote back. Well, this time I just went in person, and I was like, hey, I got 2 separate bids. This one and this one. This one's for the outside. I wanted to keep everything separate just to kind of keep track of everything.
Oh, you needed 2 separate quotes. One for the indoor supplies and one for the cable to the road.
Yeah, because I wanted to figure out what we were spending on inside the house and outside the house. So, and I said, just message it to me when you're done. So then we did that. We went on our way.
Went on some other errands.
Other errands, and then I finally get the message from the store.
We were in the parking lot of Coach's, I think. I remember we happened to be sitting down in the parking lot.
We were sitting in the parking lot, and I told Nicole I got the quote from Electrisa. So I open up the WhatsApp message, and I open up the first quote, and it's like, oh, $300. Yeah, that's kind of what they've all been flying under us. Then I open up the second one, and it's like 10,800 and something. And I'm like, what the heck?
And I was like, what's wrong? And then you told me. Like,
I told her, I was like, it's like $10,000. And then I started...
Just for the cables.
And then I started scrolling through, like, the itemized report.
Yeah.
And this cable is just really expensive.
Yeah.
And so it's literally this cable. It's like a really thick electrical cable. And it's basically like $10,000 just for the cable. And then I message our contractor. I was like, maybe I'm getting gringoed or something like that. Maybe they're jacking up the price.
Or something's off.
Something's off. Yeah. And then my contractor's like, nope, that's the price. I told you it's a really thick cable. So then I messaged the architect, this municipal guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, it's a really thick cable. It's really expensive because your guys' house is really far away from the main road. So it's more the distance.
Yeah.
So we kind of just basically figured out there's no way around it. And
okay, honey.
Within that hour, we just started talking about, let's start.
Well, what if we just put that money towards a full house solar system? Yeah, because there's a few other things other than like an expensive cable. The energy, once you request new service from this energy company,
They finished the shower.
Oh, cool. Once you request power, like a new what did I say?
Customer. Once
you request new service
as a new customer,
You can't do that until like everything's set up, and then you get the firefighters to come do a walkthrough and give you like a stamp of approval. So like we would have to have the entire house like complete and all the electricity complete before we could even like request power. So we wouldn't have even requested power until probably
that's
now,
just
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Okay. Then once you request power,
Here's the kicker.
The shortest amount of time you would get it would be like maybe 2 months.
Maybe,
and that's like best case scenario.
That's if you know someone.
Yeah, so maybe we could have got it in 2 months or 3 months. 2 to 3 months is what Romolo said, right? Like, like best case scenario is 2 to 3 months. So you request it, and then you wait 2 to 3 months for them to come hook up your power.
He told me, since you guys have been doing everything by the book, and that it would take like 2 to 3 months.
But some people wait 6 months. Some people wait a year.
Yeah.
So there's no guarantee that we would have power anytime soon.
Literally, even though everything's complete.
Yeah, everything's complete and ready. They just take that long to send someone out here to connect you up to the power line. Basically, is all it's doing to your power box at the road.
Yeah, because you make a little, they call it tapia, and it's like your power box at the front of the road, and they just connect that. You can have all that made, and it literally is like a 10-foot cord from the tapia to the main power grid.
Yeah.
And so
and then on top of that, there's regular power outages, and regular like scheduled outages. So then it's still not like a super reliable source of power. So we would be spending money having to either set up a smaller solar system so we could live here, or spending money to pay rent to live somewhere else while we wait for power to come here. And our biggest thing was like we just wanted to get in here.
Mm-hmm.
And we also wanted, like, we needed power to live here. We weren't going to live here on a generator for 4, 5, 6 months. Like, no, that would be miserable and just pointless. So we figured with all of those factors, we might as well just take all of that money and put it towards a system that we could get installed in a day or two and have power and move in and not even have to worry about getting the firefighters stamp of approval, getting the certificates. It doesn't matter.
You literally just build it and plug it in and go.
I mean, we had an electric plan by, someone who knew what they were doing, kind of.
Yeah.
No. And an electrician who knew what he was doing, but like we didn't have to wait for all this other bureaucratic stuff. So
yeah. So within like that afternoon, we basically started.
We're like, yeah, let's just do it. We'll figure it out. We'll drop some more money and just get a solar system, and then because our plan was to eventually like have a full solar powered house, but like down the line. We're like, well, I guess we're just doing it now. So I got back in touch with the guy who had quoted me for a backup system and basically just said like, hey, this is what's going on. The cable's expensive. Like, we just want to do a full house system. And he was like, all right, okay. I'll come out there and give you like a full quote for a full system. And I can get it set up in a day, blah, blah, blah. And then I didn't hear from him for like 2 weeks.
So this is where it gets funny.
So I didn't hear from him at all. Hey, I sent him one more video and was like, is this a good place for the panels? And he said yes. And then I never heard from him. He said, I'll let you know when we're in Las Lajas.
We made it very clear that like
we are ready and willing to pay for like a full solar system,
Unless he says something stupid like 20 to 25 grand. We were basically like, here's our money. Come put us a solar.
So after not hearing from him for maybe like 5 days.
Yeah, it was like a week, I think.
We happened to run into someone who has a solar power system down by the beach. I asked him who his guy was. He gave us a contact and said he's been great. He gave him like a great stamp of approval. And then Eddie reached out to him, I think, the next day.
Yeah, I reached out to him the next day. And he basically sent me a quote.
Because you kind of gave him an idea, like, this is what we have, like, power-wise, right?
Yeah. He gave me a quote within the evening, and then it looked good. It was a good price, I thought. And I just said, when's the next time you're coming down here? Let's get going on this. We would like to see. We would like for you to
Did
come.
he come down and do a consult first? I forgot.
Well, I just
Like
saw
you
him.
met with him here.
Yeah, because
Oh,
he has the thing. Another thing too is like customer service really goes a long way here when you get good customer service. So he has like 3 other clients at the beach. So he's always coming down here. So I was like, hey, when's the next time you come to Las Lajas? You know, we like it if you like come check out this area for the panels. He came down. He said, let's go for it. I started a little WhatsApp group. And he basically told us what we needed to get done before.
Yeah, because like we mentioned in the last episode, like we can't put the panels on our roof, you know, because of the dome. So we needed to construct like a stand for all of the 18 panels. So I told him, I was like, hey, I'm going to Paraguay next week. So the guys can work on this kind of stuff. And then when I come back, we can get ready to do the panels. And at that point, I think it was like 2 to 3 weeks where we haven't heard anything from the first guy. So, like, we already, like, told... We're, like, decided to go with this new company that we found.
So then, get them going. And
they're going on the panels. We've already told the other guy.
Yeah,
like,
we're going with you. We still haven't heard anything from Nicole, from the guy that Nicole knew. We're driving to the airport, and Nicole drops me off.
Oh, don't do that. Can't think about that.
Completely forgot about this guy. Didn't, like I said, did not communicate.
Well, I was just like, man, this guy's getting... If anyone ever asks me, I'm going to tell him, like...
don't.
Yeah.
So then I get off at the airport. I take my short little flight from Davie to Panama. And Nicole texts me. It's like... blah, 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 just texts me.
Guess
says,
who, like...
guess who just texted me, says they're in Las Lajas. I'm like, who? He's like, the solar guy, the other solar guy. I'm like, what? He just
messaged me and was like, hey, we're in Las Lajas. Like, where do you live? Basically, like, we're here for the meeting. It's been,
It was 3 weeks since we haven't heard from
it was only 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
But still,
didn't
like,
hear
2
anything.
weeks, nothing.
Didn't schedule anything.
Nothing. No follow-up. No, like, oh, we'll be there this weekend, or I'll try, like, nothing.
Like, if he would have done... Oh, he did say, I'll be there within the first week, and he never came.
Yeah, because I did check up with him. I was like, hey, like, when are you coming? And he said, I'll be here this week. Like, don't worry. Like,
and
he
never
came.
Yeah.
And
so...
After him.
And so then I told Nicole, like, just tell him we want another company. So
I just messaged him back and said, like, hey, I haven't heard from you in 2 weeks. We went with a different company. That's all I said. And he just said, okay, thank you.
So we just
you just lost a client.
Like, we literally were like, we were going to go with you.
Yeah.
And
I mean, now I'm kind of glad we didn't, because, like, what if he... Yeah, it just ended up being, like, bad customer service, so...
Yeah.
So, anyways, that was that whole story, and then, they had everything. The solar company had everything we needed except for, the inverter? They were waiting on it to be shipped up here or something?
Yeah, so all the parts... one of the main reasons we picked this guy, too, is he has, like, a lot of parts with him, and we kind of just, like, hey, what do you always have on hand? That way we don't,
what are the... Like, what...
What's common... We don't want to get something funky.
Yeah.
Different.
Like, what are the most common, like, pieces that you use or companies that you're...
So, he had everything with him in his place in Boquete, except the inverter. And I was like, oh, man, is the inverter, like, in another country? He's like, oh, no, it's just in Cologne, in the free trade zone. I just got to get a guy to go down there. So, basically, we had everything ready. We got everything ready within a week and a half.
We did? What do you mean?
Or like the team?
Oh, yeah. Yvonne and the guys, like, built the stands in a week. Like, the big metal stands for the panels, and then installed them, and they dug out, like, a flat level area for them and everything.
Yeah, and the electrician did the wiring for the...
Out to the panels. Yeah.
And then we got that done, and then basically we had to wait, like, an extra 2 days for the inverter to get from Cologne to over here. And then he finally showed up and installed.
Well, he scheduled the day.
Yeah, he scheduled the day. The day he said he was going to come.
It was like the Wednesday before we moved in, like we said.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like such a small amount of time between when we moved in and when we got the solar power set up.
Yeah, so he, like, installs everything.
He came with 2 other guys, right? Or
and
3 guys?
They got it all done one day.
Yeah.
It was I mean, I guess we did most of the heavy lifting, the time-consuming stuff, like the panel stands. But they put the panels in, put the inverter in, and then wired everything. The battery is huge.
It's just one big battery. It's not like multiple batteries, and which we were kind of concerned about. But it's the one battery that he says he sells a lot and knows how to fix. And we were like, okay.
He always has them, so he can swap them pretty easily.
Yeah, so we were just like, okay, well, if it's been working fine for other people, then, and it's a lower.
It's like 400-pound battery. It's crazy.
On wheels.
Yeah. So then plugged it in and turned it on, and
you didn't plug it in that day. Oh, they tested it.
Oh yeah.
We weren't here.
Yeah, we weren't here. We're running around doing stuff we just never have time to this past couple weeks to actually oh wow, we're turning on the lights. So then got it on. Told Nicole's we got solar. We have it.
Yeah.
And then
we had nothing in the house. We had no lights installed yet. We had all the wiring was there, but there was nothing to really turn on yet. I think the electrician at that point started I'll put some lights up. Yeah. And then you came, I think, the next 2 mornings later, and you were like, I'm gonna plug in the freezer to get it ready for this weekend when we move over. And that's when you plugged in the fridge and turned on the system, and it was doing that weird.
So yeah, the first time I turned it on, I turned it on because I was I need to cool down the freezer, and also get a charge for the battery. So I showed up I think it was Friday morning.
Yeah, it was one of your morning trips.
And it's sunny. And I was oh, it's a perfect day. It's a perfect day. Turn it on exactly how I said, and it just starts beeping. Beep, 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 beep. Error. And I'm what the heck? I literally just bought this freaking thing. I did exactly what the guy told me to do. It starts throwing all these error things out. And then, I'm getting really annoyed because,
and you told me, and I was are you serious?
It was one of those things where, everything has to be so dramatic. And then I was on the phone with Alan, and he kind of just, basically told me to treat it like a Super Nintendo. Was just blow on it and turn it off and on a couple times. So basically what I did is I turned it off, and then I turned it on.
You turned all the breakers off,
and then I turned off all the breakers
because he thought maybe something was tripping it. Right?
Yeah. So then I turned it back on, and then I just slowly turned on every breaker. I felt Dr. From the Jurassic Park. The girl.
Ellie?
Dr. Ellie. I felt like Dr. Ellie turning on every breaker. And it's and then I turn on the light, and the light and I was I want to say, Nicole, we're in business. And I was just waiting for the Velociraptor to come out. But yeah, so I turned on every breaker, and
of course I wasn't here.
And the big thing was it wasn't beeping anymore. So then I turned every breaker on slowly, and nothing happened. Mm-hmm. And I was I just looked. There's a light right over our sink, our kitchen sink. So I just flick it on, and then the light turns on. I'm oh my gosh, we have power.
To see power in here after this place, we've had no power on this whole place. I mean, it's all been generators and, manual labor here. So, to see actual, electricity coming through this dome,
There'll be times when we used to come in this dome, at night. It was so dark. Or not at night, but, right when the sun's going down. Yeah. And it starts getting really dark.
I was painting in here and, staining the tiles and stuff at, it would be 4 o'clock and rainy and cloudy, and I couldn't see, barely anything.
So, I was just looking at that light. I took a picture of the light bulb. I was this is our, I sent it to Nicole. And then, the freezer were working fine, and, everything's been working fine.
Yeah.
The only time we've had some error messages is when the guys start welding, and I think it just sends it's too much energy consumption at once, a lot. Mm-hmm. And the electrician thinks it's more about the breaker and not the actual solar system. Mm. But other than that, it's been great.
Yeah, I mean it's really cool. Eddie's been, especially the first few days, like every morning when we wake up, he'd look and see like what do we use overnight with what items we were using because we're not using ACs right now. So it's like fans and lights and a fridge basically, and a couple other things. And then to see like, okay, well, how long once the sun comes up before like it's like back to 100% the battery. Oh, I'm sorry. Careful, honey. Each time we buy something new, like we plugged in the ice maker like the second or third day that my mom bought us, and then I was like, oh, how much is that? Like, how much is it taking now? You know,
You're like.
When we got the ceiling fans, I was like, all right, like how much is it more? How much more is it now?
You're a lot more conscious about everything.
And then when we set up the water, because we were here without water for a couple days. Close the door, please, guys. So once we set up water, I was like, all right, how much is we were like, how much is that? The well pump drawing, and then how much is the bomba to get like the water to the house drawing, and those are definitely bigger ones. Mm-hmm. But still, like, the system is like definitely like big enough for what like we need, what we're doing, and we're very conscious of like Eddie said, of kind of keeping an eye on it until we get really, really comfortable, because we never want to let it get low.
Yeah.
That one morning, like a couple mornings ago, when it was like super cloudy and you were like, oh, we're down to like 60.
Yeah, the lowest I've seen the battery get to is 62. And on the sunny mornings, it charges up by like 9 o'clock. 8:30, 9 o'clock, it's like back at 100%.
Yeah.
But during the cloudy mornings, like the rainy, cloudy mornings, it doesn't charge as fast, obviously because of the clouds. But once the sun, like, it still draws a charge. It just takes...
Yeah, it takes longer. It has to be like really, really dark, like dark rain clouds for the sun not to get through to charge it. Because even on like semi-cloudy mornings,
we'll still get a full charge by like 11 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock.
So it was just a morning with like lots of like dark rain clouds where we were like it was taking longer.
Yeah, but that was like our kind of like when I tell friends back in the States about like, you know, getting a solar system, they're like, well, doesn't it rain a lot down there? I'm like, yeah, but we've been told by multiple people that like they still get charged during the rainstorms.
And it's usually sunny every morning, and then it rains in the afternoon. Yeah. So like you get that sun in the morning to charge it up, and as long as you're not, I mean, we'd have to be using ACs full blast all day long in order to like drain that battery. I think.
That's the thing, on the cloudy days, you don't use the ACs just because it's already kind of cool.
Yeah.
On the rainstorm days, like it'll drop like 15 degrees and like throughout the rainstorm.
Yeah, I mean it's cooled down a lot right now. The rain's coming in.
And you kind of just, but it's like you're not doing. I mean, at least we never have. We're not doing laundry in the middle of the night.
Yeah, no, I do the laundry. Yeah, another thing, we got the washing machine, and like that still like nothing really draws that much to where we're like, oh my gosh, like that's taking so
like
much
all the
power.
high consumption stuff that we've always naturally done during the day.
Right, when we just have a lot of sunshine already, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like Nicole always did laundry in the morning at Turlock. So,
and here you have to do it here because we have to dry the clothes outside.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have an electric dryer. We're not going to get an electric stove. We have an electric oven, but I'm not using it. It was from the apartment, and I don't really plan on using it because it's tiny. Mm-hmm. We are going to get air conditioners, and I think that'll be a pretty big experiment to see. But again, like someone said, like the hottest days when you want to use them, you have the most power because there's the most sun. And then on the cloudy days, like you just said, you're like, oh, I don't need them, and that's when you maybe have less power.
Yeah, that's the thing, because like you can see on the computer how much energy it's drawing from the sun, and on the sunny days, like it draws so much power from the sun.
Yeah.
That like you like even with two ACs on, you would still be able to charge your battery.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes with ACs at night, because that's when we're just going to be off of battery power, right? But because of the way the domes are designed, once they're cooled down and we have a fan on, if it's super hot that night, we should be able to maybe run it for an hour before it like drains, so it's not like draining the battery all night. And then we're nice and cool in here with a fan on the rest of the night. I think that's how it'll work. We're not planning on,
In the dry season, it's weird that like it's hotter during the day because it never rains, but like it gets cooler at night.
It's just fresher, yeah.
Yeah,
In the
it's
morning
weird.
sometimes too are just like fresher. They're not so humid.
Yeah.
And like
yeah.
stuffy.
So if we can just make it through that first cool down phase, once the sun goes down, like, and get that cool air, like kind of what we're doing now, I think it'll be pretty fresh.
Yeah, I mean, so far it's been fine in here without AC at night. There's been a few warmer nights, but even so, as long as there's air moving.
Like, eventually it cools down.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the air temperature is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just crazy.
It's exciting. Yeah,
It's exciting.
I mean, I didn't really expect it at all. I always thought about it and thought it was cool, but I just thought it was like too complicated or too expensive or just like way out of our, yeah. But it was a really good price, and it's like a, you know, it's
a long-term investment.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have an electric bill.
No, but we're also going to be, you know, I mean, I don't know if it's like less expensive than paying an electric bill over the course of, you know what I mean? If you like divide it up into like 10 years or something like that.
Well, I think I did the math once, and it was like 3 years we paid off based off our energy consumption.
If our energy bill is like $300 a month or something.
It's like $200-$300, yeah.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, but then there's also like wear and tear, like the battery will eventually give out.
Right, but he said it lasts 5 to 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Depending on how you use it. And if we're not letting it go under 50% ever, it's going to last a lot longer because it's like the battery life cycles, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like every time it gets to 0 is like one cycle, right? So if we don't let it get to 0, that's going to like be lasting a lot.
Yeah, and we're hoping, 5 to 10 years, maybe stuff will be cheaper. That's what always happens with technology.
Yeah, that's true. So when we buy the new one, it's less expensive.
Yeah, but like the inverter should last forever.
Yeah, it's more the battery and then the panels.
The panels will last, but
they'll eventually draw less and less, right?
Less and less. But yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, it's really exciting. It's really cool, and since there's so much sun here, it's really cool to be able to utilize that power. So, yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed us talking about this, and gonna go charge my laptop now with our solar power.
We have sun right now. Oh, actually, we don't have that much sun right now.
We don't have any sun.
Yeah.
Okay, ciao.
Adios.
Thanks so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you next time on the PanaFamilia podcast.